Hello everyone, you're watching your Newcastle United Life and Times YouTube video. My name's Rob Britt and today I'm joined by Paul and Len to discuss recent developments in shenanigans with Newcastle United. Now, I know the show hasn't been on there for the last couple of weeks. That was down to me having COVID, which wasn't a very pleasant experience, but you'll be pleased to know I'm pretty much over it now. So, we'll start the show off. Paul, the last time we done the show, we were playing Sheffield United. We weren't particularly in a very healthy position in the lead, but a lot's happened since then. Do you want to just quickly do a recap over the last couple of weeks?
I just want to say I'm glad you're better, Rob.
Thank you.
On all three, I just wish you, wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And your future health. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm glad to see you on the mend, son.
Thank you.
Back to the football. That's not a problem to me.
Thank you.
Right. What was it? Sheffield United. Did I predict? What did I predict again? Was it 7-0?
Well, I wouldn't say you predicted 7-1. You were just being silly, really. But go on. I'll give you a
Well,
little credit.
I wasn't that silly. I was only one goal off. Anyway, Sheffield United 8-0. I thought that was it. That was a good performance. Obviously, when Harvey Barnes as well, didn't he? He got injured. He's out till January. And he went off, and then Gordon changed the game, didn't he, when he came on? Obviously, 8-0, 8 different scorers. Good result. A bit of a banana skin because they'd only been beaten by the odd goal in all their previous games, so that was a really good result at their place. Then we moved on to Man City in the Cup, which was 1-0, fantastic result. Two much changed sides. So we're progressing that and get Man United in the next round, which we've got a bad record at, haven't we, Man United? The one after that, what we've got to now is Burnley. And beat them 2-0. That was a half-decent performance. Then it was PSG. Obviously, unfortunately, I couldn't be there because I was in Benidorm. And me and my mate had one Newcastle tops on, and we were everywhere we went, they were shaking my hand, we were treated like celebrities. Even Mackems and Man U fans were coming up to it. It felt like we'd actually played in the match. The atmosphere was incredible, and well, in Benidorm, I don't know, it would have been even better in the stadium. And then obviously last week against West Ham, 2-2. Bit disappointing at the end, wasn't it? But I suppose we would have took a draw before the game started, wouldn't we? But all in all, we're unbeaten since we last spoke, so I can't really argue.
Len, what's your take on it?
Well, I did count the goals up earlier on. Let's have a look. 10, 11, 15, 17 goals in the last 5 games in 3 different competitions. We've conceded 3. I think I'm taking over Al's mantle here of Statman. I don't know why that happened. And all in all, tremendous. I mean, Sheffield United, nobody saw that one coming. And I think that was the sort of, I don't know, the turning point maybe, giving them a little bit of confidence. Getting a decent result against a poor side. Poor on the day, but we made them look poor. Yeah, we did. And then Man City, I was at that game, and as you say, I think not to dwell on it too much. I remember being in the Percy when the team sheet came out for us, and I said to my son-in-law, I says, "Oh, Eddie's chucked this." Like I couldn't make head and tail of that starting 11. I couldn't, and I thought there's too many changes in there. We're not going to get a result. Man City made quite a number of changes as well, but overall it was an excellent performance and a great result. As you say, Paul, Man United in the next round, possibly, you do worry, is there somebody up there, like some force against us? Because when, we went to the junction and when the cup draw was made, I just couldn't believe it when I saw Manchester United. I thought, some conspiracy theory, but obviously that can't be true. We just got what we got, and really, I think we'll go on and knock Man United out. So, we've got to beat the best teams, and I think I said if we beat Man City, I thought we'd possibly win the cup. So I think that's still the case. We had Burnley 2-0. Paris Saint-Germain was the best night of my recent incarnation of Newcastle United at St James's Park. It was absolutely fantastic. It'll probably go down as my top 4 or 5 games in the whole of my many years of watching Newcastle United. The atmosphere, the the performance and the result, it was just everything wrapped up in one. And like you say, Paul, probably a bit disappointing getting a draw last week, but you can't win in the last game, but you can't win them all. And I think we've just finished like a fantastic period. And really the international break, in my opinion, is just, although it's helped with injuries, I think it's come at a bad time. But looking at the injury situation, maybe a blessing in disguise, really.
Well, squad was starting to get a bit stretched, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I think all in all we can go into the next you then look at the next 4 or 5 games, particularly difficult as the last 5 or 6, so in between now and the next international break, so it's going to be hard, and it's really difficult to know what impact these injuries are going to have and which players are actually going to come back and be fit for Saturday's game.
Well, speaking on the subject of Saturday, it's Crystal Palace at home with a 3 o'clock kickoff. And for me...
Rob, what was your take on the games? Anyway, you can give your verdict on the matches.
Listen, I don't think I can say anything more than what you guys have already touched on. I just put it out on the floor and you guys go through it, and I can't really add anything more, really. I would say when Len said the PSG game was probably his top 4 or 5, I would probably put it in my top 3.
Just with the calibre of opposition, though, I mean, now they're one of the favourites for the whole tournament, let alone win the.
So, Rob, are you saying top 3 as in terms of result or experience, the overall experience?
Before the game, I would have been more than happy with the draw, but I mean, yes, they had a lot of possession, but they didn't do very much with it, and we beat them 4-1, and we were worthy winners. And they've got arguably the best player in the world in that team, and we made them look very, very ordinary. So for me, it was just an absolutely phenomenal performance, and I'll sit here and I'll not let anyone take anything away from that, because that's exactly what it was, an incredible performance.
Yeah, because when you think about it,
yeah.
the sort of games I compare it to would be like, I suppose one in particular would be the Barcelona game. But if you think the Barcelona game, we were hanging on for grim death. And that was the big difference between the most recent game we're talking about against the Barcelona game. Both superb games, but in different ways. And we never looked in any doubt. I think the only time in the Paris Saint-Germain game was when they scored. And I thought, I thought, if they score a second one here, we're in for trouble.
We didn't allow them, then.
I know.
Well, I thought he got his tactics wrong. Obviously, I think he played 4 up front.
I do as well.
I think was really disrespectful.
Yeah, 100%.
He just thought, I'll play my best team and I'll beat them no matter what. He obviously didn't do his homework, because we're good at home. I think he should have packed his mid. We were just going through the midfield. One little ball and we were through them. And that defence, I mean, that was it Marquinhos? I mean, a couple of times he just passed the ball to him and we scored from it.
I think what it did as well for Newcastle United is it was a great advert for what's currently going on at the club, because it was the first opportunity that we've had really to have the whole world watching us on that night, expecting us probably not to win, expecting us probably to get hammered, wanting us to get hammered in some people's view, and we actually showed the whole world, no, we're here to be taken seriously. And it was fantastic, because I think it was a bit unexpected. I think people did go into that match saying, I think we'll win this, but realistically, I think, Rob, you hit the nail on the head. If we'd drawn that game, we've all been delighted.
Well, was that not their heaviest defeat in the Champions League or something? It is, isn't it?
Possibly.
Sure, that's what
could be. Yeah.
I mean, possibly. I heard subsequently it's put the management situation, in a tricky situation, because I think they wouldn't have expected to come here and get hammered.
No.
I mean, that's the. Do you know when the final whistle went and I've seen the lineup in his formation, right? You hit the nail right on the head there, Paul. For me, I just thought, I think he just gave a little bit. He didn't respect her, and he just thought, I'm going to come here, set my team up just to get at them and blitz Newcastle, and it really backfired.
But if you watch the match, they always had 4 up front.
Yeah.
Nobody was tracking with their fullbacks. They were just leaving them. You can't do that in top games, man. There was so much space. I mean, that goal Longstaff had, It was one simple ball from Trippier, and he was clean through.
It's like Sunday
terrible
morning
at the
stuff,
back.
wasn't it? Sunday league stuff.
Aye. Yeah.
What you've got to remember, we're talking over the last few games, and we've got these fantastic results without one of our top defenders, which is Botman. Botman's been our greatest defender this season, and we've done this without him. And that just shows that there's one or two players come through, isn't there, that we thought we're finished, and now maybe they're not.
I do think Jamal Lascelles is worth a mention, because when he has come in, he's been fantastic. I give credit where credit's due, because I wrote him off like probably, I don't know, 80% of the fan base, but he's done a job and he's been tremendous. So well done to him.
Yeah, I think exactly that as well, because he's come in, he's done a really good job. He doesn't look out of place, does he?
No.
You sort of think, I mean, even Dummett came in, and showed that he's still got something to offer to the club.
Hang on, Rob, I'll just sort this dog out soon.
This is not another pizza delivery man at the door then, by any chance, is it?
It probably is, isn't it? I think the dog's going to eat that
he
pizza,
needs to tell Domino's not to deliver between 4:45 and 4:45 at night.
Should we continue talking about the football? Oh, here he comes. He's back. Have you killed the dog?
Just
get it.
We touched on before about like our top 3, top 4 greatest like home game. I've thought about this long and hard, and I've got to say, for me, it's the Man United 5-0.
Yeah,
like we lost the title to them the year before, and I've never come away. At the end of a game at St James's Park, I've never felt so good when we beat them 5-0.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could bottle that feeling and sell it, you'd be a billionaire.
I must admit, the Philip Albert 5th goal will forever stick in my mind.
Well, there you go. Enough said.
Well, we were right next to their fans, because our seat was right next to the police and then theirs. And by the end, there was about 10 fans left of them. We're just waving them off in the rain. Brilliant. It was fantastic.
Brilliant.
Beautiful match.
If Shearer hadn't got injured after that game, we would have won the league. He was out for 2 months, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Straight after that.
The Everton, with Everton, when he done his...
No, after that game, he got an injury. He was out for 2 months. He was missing.
The memories starting about it. So anyway, right, so moving on to Saturday, Crystal Palace at home, 3 o'clock kickoff. For me, there's no reason why we shouldn't get 3 points there.
I agree. I agree entirely. At the beginning, I said I'm unsure about the injury situation, as I'm sure we all are. We're never, it's going to be hard to predict what the starting 11 is going to be. I think Botman's back in. Other than that, not really too sure. But I think over the period of since last time we spoke, we've shown that we've got enough strength in depth, particularly not to underestimate Crystal Palace, but particularly against sort of average Premiership clubs. So I'm confident, that we will win the game, and obviously gives us the confidence going into the European game the following Wednesday or Tuesday. I don't know which day it is.
Wednesday,
Wednesday is it?
Which we'll touch on that in a later show, probably next week or Sunday maybe. We'll dissect that. And so are you going for a win then Saturday?
Yeah. I'm going for a win, a comfortable win. I think I've gone for 3-0, and I'm just going to stick with it. And I haven't got a ticket, so if anybody's got a ticket, just let us know.
Yeah, I've got a ticket.
I'll be for you. If anyone's got a ticket, let me know first. Then Len, let me know first.
and then Paul's already got one. So if there's any tickets going, I'll pay the going rate and a little bit more, because I would like to go to see your speech.
You're not allowed to do that, Len. You're not allowed to pay above face value.
Oh, you're not? Oh, well, I'll pay face value, and a pint
on face value. So, Paul, how you seen Saturday? 3 points?
Oh, yeah. I think they've got. I was looking at their injury list. They've got Eze and Elise and a few others out, haven't they? So I'd be disappointed if we didn't continue our fine run of form. I think what I'm hearing, I think Botman's back. Joe Linton's back. Willock's not quite there, and Isaac's fit as well, and Wilson will be fitter. So I think, and then we'll have Gordon. Well, I think we would have beat West Ham if Gordon was playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On that, if we looked at the last, I'll just touch on the West Ham game again. The last goal, I think Anderson, we lost the ball and Anderson couldn't get back on the left side. And Longstaff was too far up the pitch. Bruno had to cover Anderson, and there was a ball straight in the middle for that lad, and he scored. That wouldn't have happened if Gordon had been on the pitch. So he is a really important player for us now, Gordon. Like,
of course he is. He's a good player. He's
especially
very direct. Yeah, he's very direct. For me, he's got he gets the ball. He's got one thing on his mind: get at them. That's what I like about him. He's got that like nastiness as well.
Yeah.
Like a bit of a controlled aggression. Is that the right phrase? Controlled aggression.
I don't know. I think he made it up.
Possibly. So moving on to other news now.
Hang on, I haven't got my prediction.
Oh, sorry, Paul.
All right, okay. I'm going for 2-0. I think that obviously that two. I like that Anderson at the back in there. That other lad who come on for England the other night. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce his name. The centre half, Guy or something. Guy, something like that. He come on the other night. There's a few clubs sniffing around him. I don't think they're too bad defensively, especially with Hodgson. He organises his side, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
But I think with the Eze and Elise out, a little bit of creativity missing. So I'm going for 2-0.
I'm going to go 4-0.
Oh, hey, well, at least if any one of us is right, it's going to be a great day, isn't it? Another 3 points in the bag.
4-0. So, Len, you're going 3-0?
Yeah.
Paul 2-0. I'll go 4-0. So, yeah, happy days. Right, we need to touch on this briefly. It's emerged Sandro Tonali has got himself caught up in some betting shenanigans when he was with AC Milan. Now, I don't have all the facts and all the information, but what I have managed to get together from reliable sources is that he bet on games that he was playing in with AC Milan to win, not to lose, to win. So my understanding is if you're found guilty of that, and it would appear to apparently he's admitted it, he's going to get a ban. I think that's imminent. Len, what's your take on all this?
Well, with the limited information, it's all hearsay.
It is.
Rob, I trust what you say is being correct, but, it is hearsay. I think if he's found guilty, I think you've got to look at two things here. I think you've got to look at one where he's admitted he has a gambling addiction. And that's the first thing to look at. And I think the club will be supportive of that, as will his family and as will the supporters. Many of who have similar problems, one way or another, and they can maybe understand it. So I think that's the first thing to say. However, if you take that part out of the equation, why a professional footballer feels the need to gamble money on matches they're playing on, let alone other matches, but particularly matches they're playing, I have no idea. So Len, I think it's crazy. And
gambling, I'm guessing it's like an addiction, isn't it? It's an illness.
Yes.
It's an illness. We can't grasp it, but when you've got that sort of process going on in your brain, it is a form of illness, like the way I see it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think that's where you'll get the sympathy. But even allowing for that, there's plenty of things you can gamble your money on. And, I suppose the only thing I can think of is he thought, well, if he's betting on games he's playing in, then he's got more chance of winning. And if that's what's getting him going, obviously winning money, whether he needs it or not, then I suppose you can understand it. But for me, generally speaking, and Tonali's included in this, if whatever he's done, he's guilty and they give him a 1-year ban, a 2-year ban, a 3-year ban, then he has to take it on the chin. If it's a 1-year ban, I reckon he might never play for Newcastle United again, because I think we'll bin him off. I do. I don't think we'll sit around and give him $100,000 a week for the next year. I think we'll do it in a compassionate way. But I don't think he's particularly settled at the club. He doesn't appear to have settled at the club, but maybe it's because he's got these problems going on behind the scenes. So I don't know. I just think any footballer who does this type of thing deserves what they get. I don't think they should be paid in the meantime either. I don't think, I think there's got to be.
Will he be paid though? That's what I was just about to ask. He won't be getting $150,000 a week if he's been found guilty.
I bet you he is.
There's got to be something in his contract where if you put yourself,
he's liable, isn't he? Something you cannot do that. Are we only getting paid? Ivan Toney's still getting paid.
It'd be interesting. We'll look into that.
It'll all come out in the wash. It'll all come out in the wash.
Because if I'm right to believe as well, Ivan Toney what was he banned for? Was it 9 months?
8 months, I think, wasn't it then? 8 months.
Yeah.
He's had to stay away from the training ground for, is it 3 or 4 months? So Tonali will not be allowed in our training ground for 6 months. So he'll have to hire a private trainer. And is he going to move back there early and they'll look him 150 grand a week if he's moving back there?
I would hope not. I would hope not. But I would hope not. But I suppose, like you, Paul, we don't really know. It'd be interesting to know. But for part of you would think, I know it's Newcastle United. So, but if it was a player from another Premiership club, would be saying, well, rip his contract up and send him back home. We didn't need players. We didn't need players. We're being a bit sort of more sympathetic because he wears a black and white shirt.
It's one of our own. It's one of us. Yeah.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is, if it was any other club, if it was a Man United player, would be saying, rip the contract up, send him back to where he came from, and didn't play for the club ever again. What do you think, Paul?
Oh, if it was Man U, definitely.
No, but we would if it was just another. If it was a club we didn't like, or a Sunderland player, or just if it was just a top player like, I don't know, if it was Jack Grealish, or we'll just put a name in the hat. I hate Jack Grealish, right? I think he's a good footballer, but I'd love.
Right, okay, because then don't put yourself in a situation where you might need a medical appointment. Just remember what you say.
No, but I don't like Jack Grealish, right? I don't like Jack Grealish, and if he was in this situation, I'd imagine what people's thoughts would be, because he's very divided. Jack Grealish, he is a very talented footballer, but as a person, I'm not fond of him at all, and I think I think we've got to wait till we find out the full facts, whether we will or not. I suppose it'll be like the Ivan Toney situation. Would you eventually do find out the facts? And then take it from there. But it looks like it's going to be at least a 12-month ban from what you're saying, Rob.
The thing is, though, it's a bit different with the Toney one because he's actually moved to another club and he must have known about it. Well, he's obviously betted before he joined with. And obviously when this lad had to give his phone in, that's when it's all like unravelled, hasn't it? And he's been named. I don't know what grounds. I mean, if AC Milan knew about any of this, there's grounds to be sued, surely. If they knew any of this, like,
I mean, one thing it does do, it solves the argument or solves the situation of can Bruno and Tonali both play in the same midfield? Solves that one for a while.
If you're that way, then definitely.
Well, Willock's coming back as well. I think that's going to be like that. We're going to have last season's squad really because Harvey Barnes is out till January and then Livramento and Hall don't play. So basically, at the moment, we're left with last season's squad, which isn't a bad thing. And I think we'll rumble on till January. And we'll try and get someone on loan like Smith Rowe, Calvin Phillips they might go for.
Mm-hmm. If Tonali has...
Not a great fan of his, but they might go for him till May.
Yeah. If Tonali has got a gambling problem, then I'm sure he'll receive like all the support he can get. Because for me,
he will.
Like people with a gambling problem, right? A lot of people look at them and go, like knackers and stuff. But I think that's maybe a little bit unfair because I look at people with a gambling addiction or gambling problems as an illness. And if he has, like, he's clearly been a silly boy because he knows that you're not allowed to do that. So let's just hope he gets all the support he needs. And
well, the club have already said they're going to stand by him and his family. But once more unravels, then you wonder how long they can stand by him, depending on what's been said or what comes out.
Yeah, because you've got to remember, I think he's our most expensive signing and he's on vast wages. And as you say, Paul, if this was all like, if there was knowledge of this before he came to Newcastle United, is there some contract being breached?
Yes.
Or has it been hidden away?
They'll be in AC Milan. I mean, it makes you wonder now why they sold their captain, a 23-year-old. Why would they sell him? One of the best players from last season. You're thinking, just seems a bit dodgy.
Have they just, so are you saying you think they might have just moved him on with the knowledge that this was going to either come out or with the knowledge that this was happening?
Well, they might have known he had a big problem and that something was going to come out.
And rather than solve the problem, just move it on, yeah?
It's a good shout. Mm-hmm. It's a good shout.
I mean, another thing they could be thinking of is we just terminate his contract and they get him back on a free in 12 months' time.
Mm-hmm. That'll be a clever way.
Well, I mean, look, the investigation is ongoing, so we'll see what pans out. But listen, all I'm bothered about is that whatever happens, it's in our favour.
Yeah,
it doesn't have an impact on our club. So that's all I'm interested in.
But hopefully it brings all back together again, like a siege mentality again, innit? You don't want it sort of getting in the dressing room and thinking, oh God, we're just going to get in the pot now again. But I think it'll bring them closer again because they're a tight-knit group, aren't they?
Yeah. Just since the takeover's happened, right, it's been like we've been on this uphill spiral, like it's just uphill. And
there's always something, isn't there? It's like, along, isn't there? Something, guy.
I mean, certain quarters of the press, they're going to lap this up, like, you know.
Oh, the media, the Southern press will. Southern press will.
Know, them going there, take their face for the shit as far as I'm concerned. So, right, lads, listen, we'll draw to a close now. Great to see you. Great to get the show back again.
Rob, just before we go, can we mention Dan Burns' new contract?
Fire away.
Well done to young Dan Burn for getting a year's extension and some extra dosh coming his way because he thoroughly deserves it.
Much deserved for Dan. Much deserved.
Do you know what it is? I've just this is just random, right? But over the last couple of weeks and months, I've been watching Trippier, right, analysing his game, not just on the pitch, off the pitch as well. And I'm going to make a statement here, right? For me, he's the best right back Newcastle United have ever had.
Better than Ray Ransom. Better than Ray Ransom.
Ever had. I just think honestly,
better than Neil McDonald
and John Anderson.
You're
only saying that because you've got the same surname. No,
actually,
seriously.
Rob, on a serious point, he's not only the best right back. I'll trump you on this one then.
Come on then.
He's not only the best right back, but if he continues the way he's going for the remainder of his time at Newcastle, he'll be the best right back, the best captain, and one of the best players ever to pull a black and white shirt on. Because for me,
I'm not going to argue that.
He's outstanding in every single way.
Yeah.
I'll make a statement about Trippier now. He's our next manager.
He could be right, Paul. I hope you are.
Unless Eddie gets the boot in the next year, maybe I think if it's not in the next 2 or 3 years, if Eddie Howe's still there and things go pear-shaped after that, I think Trippier will be on the coaching staff and I think he'll be the next manager.
I don't think he'll end up with a job with Newcastle.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Right, so I just had to get that off my chest. For me,
yeah, good one. Nice, a good point to make. It's worth making.
Best right back, you know. So next Monday, do you want to tell everyone where we're going to be, Paul?
No, I'll let you, Rob.
Come on. How will Len? You spill the beans.
I'll let Len.
No, well, on Monday we're going to the Tyne Theatre. We're going to the theatre, boys, aren't we?
Oh, the theatre, lovely. Jolly.
We're going to the theatre, and we're going to go and see my hero Kevin Keegan, Rob's hero Eddie Howe, and who's your hero, Paul?
It's Rob. So I'll be meeting Rob again. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to the theatre to have a bit of a talk in and a bit of a night out. So hopefully we'll be able to bring you some some interesting comments from what Keegan and Howe have come up with.
Well, what the viewers mightn't know is it'll be the first time you two have actually met, won't it?
Yeah, me and Rob have never met in real life.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a class night, really. I don't know who's more excited, me or Rob.
Yeah, would be fine. But I mean, yeah, it is for the launch of Pete Graves' book that he's just launched. Which, to be honest with you, I'm actually looking forward to reading it. Sure, it's
and you get a signed copy. Copy off Pete yourself.
Yeah, little plug there for you, Pete, if you're watching, mate. So right, lads, right, we'll wrap things up now, and we'll Sunday.
We'll do Sunday then. Yeah, we'll preview the Dortmund game as well.
Right. Thanks, everyone, for watching, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe to the channel. It's free, you know. And me, Paul, and Len will see you on Sunday, and possibly Alan will return. Until then, take care of yourselves, everyone, and we'll see you on Sunday. Bye-bye now.
Cheers.